Um, I just got out of the shower, so that's why I look like wet. um, so I just want to talk about a few things before we get into the reading. I recently took a break, a well-needed break, just because I was feeling bogged down in energy after getting off of the lives and even after just creating content. Okay, so I took some time to just focus on grounding myself. Okay, I've been doing a lot of breathing exercises. I've been focusing on what makes me feel good in specific meals. Okay, we all have our own interpretation of soul food, right? The food that we grew up on. And so I've been making some really good meals and drinking a lot of water. But really just focusing on remaining grounded. I've cut out a lot of toxicity within my life. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of bad habits. I still have some, but I am making those cuts, right? And I'm taking it really easy on myself. So I'm hearing chicken soup for the soul. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Okay, it's a series of books. It's a series of books, like it's a chapter book. It's like a moderate chapter book. I guess it would be for like middle school, okay, up to high school, kind of that kind of level of reading. I don't know if somebody's reading that or somebody's child is reading that, but I heard chicken soup for the soul. Okay, and I was speaking about soul food. It's a book series about, I didn't really read them, honestly, so I read a little bit of them. But I know it was like little snippets of people's stories. It was like little but the whole story made in short form. And there was always, there was always, they were always told in a certain narrative, in a certain positive lens, a positive narrative where there was some sort of silver lining in these little snippets of stories. Yeah, so I don't know if somebody else just needs to pull themselves back, draw themselves back from a situation in order to see the silver lining, or in order to change their perspective. Okay, in our own stories, our narrative needs to be positive, okay, to make things easier on self. So try to find that silver lining in your story. Okay, make it a story of empowerment. Make it a story of understanding. Make it a story where you acknowledge now these lessons that you've learned within your story. Okay, so chicken soup for the soul was, it always had some sort of positive outlook on any situation. Okay. So that's what I've been doing, and not necessarily expensive meals, but meals that make me feel good. Okay, I remember growing up really poor. We're not anymore, but I remember like one of these, for example, I'm going to give an example of what I think is soul food. Literally ground beef, okay, and we put a can of mushroom soup in it, and spices, of course. It's not bland and boring, but and we called that hamburger and mushroom gravy, and we put it on top of rice. Very simple, very cheap, and that's one of my soul foods. That's one of my foods that make me feel good. So I've been really focusing on just remaining grounded. Okay, I've been doing a lot of box breathing. And box breathing is when you inhale for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, Exhale for 5 seconds. Hold it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do the box breathing. And it's just 5 seconds. Inhale, hold 5 seconds. Exhale 5 seconds. Hold 5 seconds. Inhale 5 seconds, right? And I've been doing that 3 times a day, okay, to really just ground myself, remain grounded. Because I was going out of the house just to get groceries, regular routine things, and I would feel like an energetic irritation. I was irritated, okay? I'd go on lives and I would feel an energetic irritation. I was irritated. I would come to make a video, do tarot, and I'd feel irritated as if I didn't want to do it, okay? And it was because I was, that's what was being targeted, was my ambition to work, my ambition to go out and do things, okay? And I needed that to go away. But first, before I got it to go away, I needed to understand it, okay? And I need to understand it so I can then combat it with my own practices, okay? And I've been doing this, and now I feel ready to come back to work, okay? So why we need to understand these things is because we need to ourselves work our practices so that we can then combat what is being targeted. Hi. I'll just wait. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm online. Yeah, somebody wanted you to be like, not make that connection. Okay, so they took action, like they aspired to do something. This was their desire. This was their desire. I almost said dire. Okay, this was their desire to have you not connect to people. Okay, and how we connect to people through being a content creator, especially tarot, a spiritual advisor, is like we need to make these connections. This connection with our higher self to then speak to others so that they can realize what's happening to them as well, right? Because when we share and we speak on what we're going through and our understanding of it, it helps others make these connections themselves. Okay, and that's why they wanted to target this, so we can then, I would then not have this connection to my higher self, and then I'd be speaking stuff on here and really not know what I'm talking about, okay? And then have other people not be able to connect with me because I'm just not ready to speak right now. I don't have an understanding of it, right? And that's why I had to pull back to get a better understanding of it. In order to have this this inspiration, this desire to come back to work. So that's why I pulled back for a bit. You'll see me doing that, okay? Because I'm not quite clear. I'm not quite clear on what's going on. So why would I come on here and speak about what I'm not clear about, okay? And if I'm not clear about it, I will tell you. Okay. But that's what I've had to do, and that is my understanding of what I've been going through. Chicken soup for the soul. So my son said something to me today, and it's so amazing what kids say, right? They're like little adults, okay? and there's a saying for it. It's like out of the mouth of babes, right? Or out of the mouth of babes, right? Because it's just so brutally honest, sometimes brutally, but just very honest, right? And he told me, he said, when you're happy, your bucket is full. And I knew what he was talking about, right? But I'm like, who told this kid this? Where he's repeating it. And, you know, I didn't think he understood what he was saying. And he went on to say, and when you're mad, your bucket is empty. And when your bucket is full and you're happy, you fill my bucket. And when your bucket is empty and you're mad, you take from my bucket, right? And then he was like, he looked at me after and he said, your bucket is your heart, mommy. Your bucket is your heart. And I'm like, whoa. Here I assumed that this child of mine didn't know what he was saying when he spoke about his bucket being full. And then he went on to explain it perfectly. And I'm like, wow, I just underestimated you just there, right? Like, I don't want to assume that you don't know what you're talking about anymore. You know, it was so cute. And it was so true, right? When we're angry, when we're mad, and we choose to like be conflicted internally and externally, it does take from the people around us. It does leave us feeling empty, right? So it is important to pull back and nourish yourself in order to come back in better spirits, right? Not only for self, but the people around us. So I thought that was beautiful, right? Very beautiful. The energy that I'm pulling in the cards is not so beautiful. Just wait. Somebody sees that they try to bring you conflict with their lies. And then you manifest yourself out of it. Okay? You just turn the wheel somehow by pulling yourself back and finding your inspiration. Okay? You find your inspiration out of something that was supposed to be unclear. You move away from it and you figure out what they're doing and then combat it, expose it, and then teach on it. So someone's kind of like taken back by this. Like how do they just figure me out? Okay. And it's not that you're trying to figure them out. It's that you're trying to remain peaceful within. Okay? And in doing so, you figure them out. It's a backfiring of energy. Someone tried to bring false information and right then and there had a fall from grace. It's like somebody was trying to gather the troops or like make you believe something that they had others believing, or make you believe something that they hopped on the bandwagon to believe when it's just not true. Okay? I don't know. I'll get tagged in things every once in a while. Sorry, that was interrupting me. I'll get tagged in things every once in a while, and I don't mean to be rude if I ever say like I'll be the judge of that. Okay? I just in my story, there have been a lot of things that were publicly shared that was false information. Okay? False information because I was speaking on something. Okay? This was manipulation. So that from people that were spying on me to create losses for me so that I would have unfortunate events. Okay? And so when people are trying to expose things to me to warn me about other people's actions, I just can't care, because I have, for one, I have my own stuff to deal with. For two, why would I believe hearsay when the next person could have believed anything that these people were saying about me? I'm just not going to take that on. Right? For one, I don't know that it's true. It could be a lie. To have someone panicked or feel unstable to like want to listen to somebody, to have someone trapped in their mind about somebody. So I will decide for myself, you know? So just saying. There was a lot of people that believed hearsay about me, lies about me, and it just didn't. I'm just not going to be that person in somebody else's story. So I'm just going to organize these. I don't know why I feel like organizing these right now. So maybe I'll read some of the chat. Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well. All messages are visible. Okay. I'm doing great. Who's in the room with you? That was my brother. My brother moved back in. We're all moving back in with my parents. They don't mind. They had empty nest anyways. We're all circling back to mom and dad's. Somebody's feeling very emotional right now because they were manipulated by a hater. Or you can't be manipulated by a hater, or you just choose not to be. Like you're like kind of like how I am in respects to like I'll decide. Okay, and this is a tower moment for somebody. So somebody's a real stalker. Somebody's a real stalker, and they're trying to get someone to go on a hate train so that they'd walk away from listening to somebody, or they'd walk away from sharing love with somebody. Okay, and sharing love is different, right? Sharing love is to like respect somebody, to treat them like our equal. Okay, that is love to me. It doesn't need to be in a romantic sense, but someone wanted you to walk away from showing somebody love, respect, equality. Okay, and it didn't work. Okay, a group of people. And you kind of walked away from this. You're just like, no. Turn your back. Like, you can feel when somebody's energy is off. So when somebody brings you information about somebody, or they speak on somebody else, understand that if you were to just listen to how you feel when that person brought you that situation, it'll tell you a lot. And then how does that other person that they're speaking on, okay, when they're in your energy, when you're in their energy, how do they make you feel? That can be a good gauge. It's probably the best. So just don't listen to everything you hear, right? And even if they have like documents to back that, okay, it's really easy to lie on documents. It's really easy to find somebody who's not in the upright in that professional field to forge some documents. It just is. A lot of people out here will do anything for $1. You laid something to rest. So now somebody's panicking because they wish to have somebody alone. Wow, that's really mean. Somebody's healing. Somebody feels challenged about you healing. You walked away from them and now you're healing. Okay, it shows a lot. They want you to not be healed so that people recognize that when you left them, you're doing worse, when in fact you left them and now you're healing. Okay, feeling very satisfied and very independent. So you are alone, but not alone in the sense that they wanted you to be isolated, deprived, right? No, you're alone and you're healing. Okay? Yeah, they paid people to do this, okay? And I was also listening to this other reader who I know is true because I know how she makes me feel when I listen to her. Okay, there was a lot of people in her comments that were paid to lay something to rest. Okay, to have people walk away from her when she really needs support right now, and people are neglecting to give that to her. Okay, ignoring her entire situation, which is tragic. But it's the world we live in. It's like the scummiest job, right? A healer, doing this to a healer. So because you kind of just laid this to rest, it was like, I'll decide for myself, and continue to heal. Betrayal. Heal from a betrayal. Somebody's trying to betray somebody, lay someone to rest. Conflicted about a betrayal. Somebody wanted to kill someone, like end them. They thought that would bring an end to this conflict, but it wouldn't. Okay? That would actually bring more attention to your situation of wanting to betray this person. It's like that would be a good way to end things, yeah, for you. Okay? So this is a karmic. Someone's conflicted about somebody's work. Okay? It's very revealing. Their lies. It's revealing their lies. Revealing how delusional, how deranged this person is. Taking action to kill. Okay, so there's a death. If they were to look into this person's story, they would find a significant death for money. Okay, I'm getting that this was a woman. Somebody killed a woman. Okay? And it's a woman that is like a descendant of the woman that they're attacking now. Panicked. You're not stuck in your head about something. I heard witchcraft. Okay, so this was supposed to keep you stuck in your head, isolated, timid, and it's not. They see this. Okay? So they know that this is the end of them. So somebody did witchcraft, death magic, and they see that you're not trapped in your head about it. You're walking away, you're healing. So they're kind of panicked, internalizing, recognizing, getting a new perspective that this energy is to backfire. Public recognition. Walking away and healing. Healing is challenging them because they're going to be publicly recognized for what they tried to do with the Ten of Swords. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, trying to keep their character, trying to take action to get someone arrested for death. Like you walking away and healing makes them panic because they wanted to set someone up on a murder charge. A masculine took this action. Aggressive, like aggressively attacking a feminine behind the scenes, trying to cover something up. Their betrayal. There's a feminine trying to cover this up behind the scenes for this masculine. They tried to get somebody else to go to jail for this. It's somebody who's in the public eye. It's just not going to work. Or somebody could be in jail for this already. It's a good thing that you're pulling back and remaining balanced, because some energy that was sent to you it's just not sticking. Someone was paid to connect. Somebody's also trying to like implant themselves. I don't know why I said implant, but like implant themselves in your story and bring passion. Okay, and then shortly after conflict, they're watching. I heard they're watching, but it's to distract you from your study. They want to distract you from your study. So whatever you're doing, it could be something you're passionate about. It could be your work, your job. It could be a certain case that you're on, that you're progressing in. Something that you're passionate about. It could be a hobby. Okay. Queen of Coins. Has to walk away from trying to lay somebody to rest. Okay, somebody has to resign. Somebody of power has to resign, or they're getting fired. Some past people want to balance something out, because they're heavily invested in like trying to take over someone's finances. They're really burdened about this. Behind the scenes, they're not telling you this. They're not telling you this. They're speaking on everything that they're going through. This is like a community or a family. They're talking about all the things that they're going through, and it's depressing, but it's a secret what they're going through, this heartache and pain, because they know intuitively if they were to speak to you about it, you would intuitively know that this is their karma, this heartache and pain that they tried to create for you. It's like it's a backlash, it's a blowback. Okay, they gathered. Somebody gathered to like drain someone's energy, and you know this. You know the truth about these people gathering to do something here. The truth about these people gaining your finances, okay, and like being real proud of it, pouring into self. I'm getting selfishness with this Nine of Cups. They're in their emotions because now they're left out of your energy. Okay, they can no longer siphon, and they will be left out of your financial status as well. Okay, for trying to have you miss out on opportunities. So now they're trying to distract you with, they're trying to send somebody in. This is exposed. Okay. So somebody's being let go here. Or resigning. I still don't really know what's going on. King of Coins. In the near future. Somebody financing for someone to be held back. This person could go to jail, but we'll see. This person's someone of someone's past. I'm getting like a freeloader. But they have a lot of money from doing this. Like they've attained a lot of money from being this way. Yeah. This person feels rejected. This person feels rejected. They're rich, though. They do have a sustainable amount of money, but it's not really sustainable. Like this person doesn't seem to be good with their finances. But this is like a narcissist. They feel rejected in romance or love, or like a love offer they tried to bring to the Queen of Pentacles, this King of Pentacles. Okay? And this was in the past. They brought it to this Queen of Pentacles. They felt rejected. Okay? So now they're getting all cold and calculated. Okay? Trying to attack this person, block this person by any means necessary. With the law, with some sort of like, whatever it is, it's a fucking gaslight. Okay? They wanted this new beginning to be emotionally fulfilled, financially not having to worry about anything by being this person's lover. Okay? And they felt rejected. And now that they feel rejected, they're fucking angry, okay? They're angry. They're trying to group up with other people from the past that are also angry, and it's a sort of obsession to hold someone back. Somebody wanted to trap someone in like a romantic situation, okay? And they were able to do this in the past, and then they studied it, like something about a study. I'm gonna close this reading out right away because escort. They were trying to say that this person's an escort. Okay, something about a cloaking spell is being removed. There's some sort of broken cloaking spell. Turn on. These people are not dedicated people. They're not dedicated to anything other than what they do for business. They're not dedicated to anything other than creating problems. They said that somebody was possessed. Something about possession. Oh, okay. They could have been trying to plant something as to catch you on some sort of possession. Problems. They had problems with that. They were trying to say that you weren't dedicated, and this person's actually sexually attracted to somebody. Some sort of cloaking spell, or like the way that this person cloaked themselves and then called someone else an escort, it made it really obvious that that's the thing that they're hiding about themselves. Like what? Obvious projection. When they find out, when they have problems turning this on to somebody else, okay, this role, these people are going to recognize that this person isn't who you say that they are, okay? And these problems are going to turn on to you, okay? Because it's obviously projection. Why would you go out and say that about someone when it's not true, okay? They're going to then turn around and look into you, and then you're going to have some fucking problems. So it was best just to not try to create problems for this person who's obviously not an escort. Somebody tried to send someone in and you rejected them, okay? Which is backing the fact that somebody's not an escort. Okay. Delusional. Somebody doesn't know what to do because they brought someone this conflict a lot of fucking times, okay? This is overkill. That's the entire... This is like a real obvious attack. And a lot of people know of this. Okay, I'm getting accessory, an accessory to a hate crime. Many hate crimes. Someone's kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. People are aware. This is a certain kind of awareness. This is also like forward movement to something that was stagnated intentionally. Judgment. Okay. This is like a new judge. Who feels very good about taking action and creating like public knowledge. To make this situation be publicly known. Outcome is working together, collaboration. Okay, but I'm going to clarify these with just cue cards because I'm done with this reading. Let's wrap it up. That is specific to, I said that, and then I saw the escort card. So if you are if this is your line of work, you know what to do. Protect yourself. Shame. Because many people walked away from helping. Because you are able to assess the situation and walk away from it and pull your energy back. Okay, call your energy back. Cut off all those other energies that were holding you back. Okay, that were emotionally detached. Okay, because you have to be if you do any of this sort of shit. Right? It allows these people to feel a certain amount of shame. So if we are continuing to engage in that, it doesn't allow these people to feel you detaching, to witness you detaching, and then reflect somehow, right? If they even have it in them to reflect. If they don't, then they're too detached, and I mean that's something that they have to take up with the Most High at some point, right? Probably when they die. But for the people who are able to, it allows them to sit with self when it comes to this situation and what they tried to do to you. Okay? You walking away from this situation allowed certain people to feel this shame. Because if you're anything like me, if somebody does this and they continue to do this, they don't exist. They don't exist in my life. Okay, I process it in a way where they're no longer a part of my life, and they won't be. They treated this as a competition where they wanted to defeat you, okay, lay you to rest, and you're healing from being in this underhanded competition that you were never really a part of. Consistently trying to end somebody with betrayals, okay, with death, consistently, okay, and nobody's doing anything about it. That's why when this new judge comes, this entire situation will be made an example out of. Ungrateful. These people know it. They know who you were in their energy, okay? And you brought a certain amount of peace, a certain amount of power to them, okay? Like, even if they were always ungrateful, like they know that they were ungrateful, and that's why they feel this shame of trying to compete with you or putting you into competition and consistently trying to betray you. Somebody who came in as a flirt. Poor judgment call to be manipulated by this Queen of Coins. Poor judgment call to be manipulated by this Queen of Coins to attack the real Queen of Coins that this Queen of Coins who's like has been impersonating. You know what I mean? Like you thought that you were flirting with the Queen of Coins, but really the Queen of Coins was seducing you to believe something about somebody else, to have you turn on this person and create problems for them, okay? The real Queen of Coins that they've been trying to act like. Blessing in disguise. Like the fact that these people turned on you is a blessing, okay? They showed you who they are. They showed you what they're capable of. They showed you that they would sell out the moment somebody offered them anything, right? They showed you that they could be manipulated, seduced into attacking you. So it is a blessing in disguise because those weren't your people. They never had love for you. They were just faking to have love for you. Authority, this person was manipulating authority figures. Ones that were undisciplined. Okay? And that is the blessing as well, okay? Because these authority figures that turn their back on somebody that they should have been protecting, okay? They need to be stripped of that power, right? So that when there is a new perspective and this illusion is discovered, then they won't be working there anymore, okay? This will be this for them. And they'll be working with you, okay? Because they will respect you for standing your ground when it comes to these whack ass fucking authority figures, okay? They see you as tolerant, that you relied on, that they were manipulated to believe something about you. And that's why you're tolerant. Because even amongst all this shit, you stayed strong, okay? You stayed true to self. Something's going to be acknowledged about false health records. Something about the mailing system, too. There is a certain authority when it comes to these health records. Okay, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. How, like, I don't accept, like, even if people tell me something and it's backed with documents, okay? When I was saying that, it's very easy to find somebody who's not disciplined in that field to give a new perspective and forge some documents and have them look legit, okay? That's what's going to be revealed here. Police, okay? But this is like in the upright. This is in the upright. So there's like going to be good police officers that are working this that will acknowledge these health records. Okay, this might be what they acknowledge first, is these health records. These forged health records that were swiped under the rug. That were swiped under the rug. That were used in a court case. Okay? And that's what's going to create these problems. That's what's going to create these problems for this certain escort that was deflecting. They were projecting. But that's all I'm going to do because I'm feeling a bunch of negative energy. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back every day this week. They're just going to be shorter messages. They're not going to be as long as usual. I hope everyone's having a good day. And I hope that the message gave you a little bit of clarity. And I'll see you tomorrow.